Well, hello and what's up, everybody? This is Nike Roach, and welcome to tonight's presentation for all you massage therapists and business owner and entrepreneurs. Thank you very much for being here. We are in a special interview, which I don't think we've ever done before. We have a special guest who hopefully will give you insights on branding and the things like that. So just imagine, if you will, you're creating your business model and what have you, but you are kind of trying to figure out why you could keep getting bottom feeders, and meaning people who are always looking for you for discount. It may have something to do with your branding or lack thereof. And hopefully tonight's expert is going to be able to help you out and give you some guidance and maybe some tricks of the trade, and maybe hopefully towards the end of it, maybe give you some tools and some actionable steps that you can use and even possibly partner with her so that you can improve your branding, improve your business, improve your business model. Today we have Miss Jeanette Falu-Bishop, who is a Colorado-based massage therapist, 18 years. She's an internationally renowned photographer, business entrepreneur, but also she runs a nonprofit. And hopefully she'll tell us a little bit more about that. She'll show us, and she's worked with some of the big players I've seen in the massage industry. So if you've gone and you've seen massage therapy magazines and whatnot, chances are some of those are her clients, and she's showing them how to rebrand themselves. And hopefully she'll give you some tools to be able to brand or rebrand some of your stuff. So Jeanette, welcome to tonight's program.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me. This is definitely an honor. So thank you.
You're very, very welcome, and thank you. And those of you who are here for the first time, if you're a massage therapist or just someone who's just stopping by, please by all means ask some questions. I'm just a host, but here we have the expert on branding and how to be able to do it. So don't be afraid to ask questions, comments, like, shout out, whatever it takes to be able to get some attention. And this might be, the tools that you need. So thank you very much for those who are here. So let's get started. I wanted to go really just kind of surface first and just find out a little bit more about you as a professional. Now, I talked a little bit in the intro. Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Well, let's see. I have been married for 21 years. My husband was in the military and we traveled around the world. I have started the massage program for the Air Force Wounded Warriors when the Wounded Warrior Games first started, and employed many massage therapists to travel the country with warriors. Then I resigned from there and I had my last baby. I have 5 children, so had my last child, and took some time for that and to do my business here in Colorado Springs. And for the last 2 years, I've been the massage therapist for the United States Marine Corps Wounded Warriors.
Wow. You have quite a prestigious command of attention and some pretty, for lack of a better word, some big guns in your. I mean, I see. I like the way you casually said, "Yeah, I'm a mother of 5," and I was like, "Hold on, did she just casually just run over that?" and then threw in the Marines. I was like, "Hold on, I think the mom thing kind of overshadowed that part." So. What has been your first love of the craft of massage therapist? And then we'll go into, branding and some of the other tools that you can do.
I wanted to be a nurse, to tell you the truth. When I first I graduated high school and got married and moved to Charleston, I was like, I want to be a nurse. I want to help people. That's something that I've always wanted to do. But I faint at the sight of blood, so that wasn't going to work out. And I became I was a waitress. And during that time, I was going to school to become a paralegal. And I met an attorney who would always come into the restaurant. And one day we started talking, and he asked me, well, what were my aspirations? And I told him, I said, I am going to be a paralegal. And he's like, really? And I said, yeah. And he's like, well, why don't you come work for me? So the next day I resigned from where I was at, and didn't give him 2 weeks notice. I mean, whatever. So, and went over and started working for this attorney for 5 years.
Wow.
So from there, just watching, he was a personal injury attorney.
Okay.
And I just watching all of these people coming in and out, and, they were always in pain, and they were, this doctor is doing this and that doctor is doing that. And I kept thinking, I was like, man, I still want to help people. And everyone hates you when you're a paralegal. I'll just tell you that right now. When you're a paralegal, everyone hates you. But when you're a massage therapist, you don't have as many enemies. So And I learned that, and I kept thinking to myself, I want to do more. And I ended up going to massage school, and that I found my passion. That's exactly where I needed to be.
Absolutely. And then how did you transition? How did you move into working with Wounded Warriors and service members and even the Wounded Warrior Games? I mean, how did that transpire? Because, most massage therapists don't get that honor to work in such a prestigious group of individuals.
So I've always, since I started going to school, like my passion has always been helping warriors, helping military. So when we moved to Germany, that's when the war broke out, and I hired myself at the Lonsdale Regional Medical Center, where I started doing massage therapy. And that's a whole nother story. That was very interesting because I have one of those personalities. When I want to do something, there's no one who can tell me I can't. Well, they can tell me, I just won't listen. So I really, my passion is that I knew that massage therapy could help. I mean, granted, I was brand new, so I just knew like what the school told us, but I also knew what I was capable of. And I knew that if my intentions were good, then good was what was going to be received. So I started volunteering at the hospital. I started volunteering at the Fisher House, and it just grew from there. So then when we moved back to Colorado, I didn't start my nonprofit until we moved back to Colorado. And the reason, well, we moved back to Colorado because my son was diagnosed with cancer. So we just had that's a whole nother trauma. So we ended up moving here, and I, excuse me, I'm still getting over pneumonia, so I apologize if once in a while I start coughing.
It's quite all right. I understand it. Keep it going.
Yeah. So we moved to Colorado, and I started working, volunteering in the hospital where my son was being treated, helping all the other parents just do that, the touch, the touch is very important. So I was helping them kind of regain that confidence and regain that bond. And from there, I'm an Army brat. So my dad was Army. He's a Vietnam vet, was affected with Agent Orange. My husband was active duty Air Force at the time. And my sister became a widow 6 months after they got married because the VA hospital in Vegas misdiagnosed her husband.
Wow.
So at that point, I was there when the trauma happened. And to see it as a dependent, it was scary. It was really scary. And I just kept thinking to myself, I was like, this is what happens. This is what happens. And I kept thinking, I was like, there's something wrong. None of it made sense. Well, turns out they diagnosed him with gout and put him on gout medication. And one doctor upped his medication. The other doctor upped his medication. No one ever tested his blood. And turns out he never had gout. So the medication they gave him is what killed him. When services like what we provide could have kept him alive because he was just having cramps in his feet. So there was nothing medically wrong with him.
Wow.
So at that point, I started the organization. We started off as Structure for Wounded Warriors. And so my for-profit business is Structure Therapeutic Massage. So I was always volunteering through my for-profit. And then when I started the nonprofit, we did massage-a-thons. Like I had to raise the money to do it because this is what I wanted to do. So we did all kinds of things to raise the money and started this organization. And it was supposed to be something small here in Colorado Springs, and it grew nationwide. So if you build it, they will come.
I realized that because it seemed like it did start out as just a passion, but apparently it sparked something in other people, and it just kind of, blossomed out of, Colorado Springs and whatnot like that. So now that you have your nonprofit and your for-profit, tell us this new evolution that you have. And I've been looking and following you through some of your, through your website and development and stuff like that about branding and some of the big guns in the massage industry who I was like, wow, that's pretty good. That photo shoot you did as a promo. How did you transition from a practitioner to now as helping massage therapists work on their business models and branding themselves more professionally? How did that transition?
Excuse me. Since I was a kid, I love business. I love marketing. I remember I was like in 6th grade and I had my little fanny pack full of Jolly Ranchers, and I would sell each Jolly Rancher for 25 cents, So I'd come home and my mom was like, "Where did you get all this money?" I was like, "I sold my candy." So, it's always been in me. I love it. I'm one of those people that, especially with everything that I had to do with building my business and building the nonprofit, I didn't have the funds to pay thousands of dollars for someone to do it for me. And to tell you the truth, no one can represent you better than you.
That's true.
No one can.
That's true.
So I had to learn that, and I hired people to do my website, and I've had problems with people doing the website, and I've had all of these things go on. And I started thinking, I was like, when I was in massage school, they would tell me, "Oh, when you graduate, massage therapists will help you. All you have to do is ask." That was a lie. That was a lie straight from the devil. Because I'm telling you, I would ask, and it was like, when I was a student, it was cute. And people, "Oh, yeah, well, this is what you do." But they never gave me the how. They would say, "This is what you need to do," but how? How do I do this?
Right.
So I want to give people the how. This is how you do it. Don't just talk at me. Don't just tell me what to do, but show me. Show me how to do it. So I learned all these things. I learned how to do a press release. I learned how to do, my own photography. I've been a portrait photographer for 4 years now. And I absolutely love it. And I love helping people be profitable in business and helping people succeed. It's not a competition. And people seem to think that if you're a massage therapist, the one next to you is competition. That is, if you feel like that, you're going to fail.
Yep.
You're going to fail in business. If you're worried about what the next person is doing, you're going to fail.
Yep.
So have fun with branding yourself. Show people who you are. Know who you are, because it's not just about putting a picture out. It's not just about, putting a little ad out there, but for people to really know who you are. So when they see your brand, they don't even have to look to see whose name it is. They'll just know that it's you, because your voice and your pictures of, doesn't matter whether it's a picture of you or your picture of, let's see, you do a picture of a client getting a massage. The way that you do it and the way that you express yourself, it's going to be so quick that people will know exactly who it is coming from.
And they will identify, and that's your brand. That's who you are.
Exactly right.
So now that we kind of got a good overview, kind of high up version of what are the things that you talk us through, some of the things that massage therapists in this unique profession can do, just a couple of simple things, and then hopefully that'll drive them to possibly connect with you later on. But what are some of the things that you see first that massage therapists may be doing incorrectly, and what are some of the simple things that they can do now, as they build towards, really creating a powerful brand that is recognizable both locally and possibly within their region?
So one of the things that I believe that massage therapists are doing wrong is being salesy. They think that by saying, $25 for a 1 hour massage or whatever they're posting, they think that is branding. And it is, but it's branding you cheap. It's showing that you don't value what you do. You don't value the profession. So starting off on a discount is the worst thing you can do. And starting off on, this is $50 or, trying to.
I'm only laughing. You don't see my face, but I'm laughing because you're literally you're speaking my pet peeve in the profession. So continue, please. It's great to finally hear somebody, finally recognize that who's a professional. So.
Well, here's the thing. Nobody wants what nobody wants, and everybody wants what everybody wants. So if your prices are so cheap that anybody can get, nobody's going to want it, because they're like, okay, are they doing that in their basement? Are they? And you know what? Let me not knock anybody for doing massage in their basement, because I started in my basement. So,
right. I think we all started somewhere, but move on if that's your appropriate thing, right?
And if you are in your basement, it's the best basement in the world. It is your office. You have to really be proud of it and value it.
Right.
So really the biggest thing that you can do is to, before you put your advertising out there, before you put your pictures and stuff all out there, excuse me, is to know who you are. How do you want to be seen in portraits? How do you want to be seen by the community? Do you want to be seen as someone who is a spa therapist? Do you want to see someone who can help with relaxation, someone who is grounded, who does meditation? Or do you want to be known as someone who is a medical massage therapist, someone who gets results, somebody who, if you come in with pain, you're going to walk out with no pain? What is it about your brand that you want people to think of when they think of you? So for me, I built that. When people see me, they're like, okay, this girl is a medical massage therapist. She works with wounded warriors. You have to have some knowledge when you work with wounded warriors. You have to. Now, I don't work with the Wounded Warrior Project. I've worked with people in that organization, but I'm not affiliated with that organization. So let me make sure I clarify that. I'm not affiliated with the Wounded Warrior Project. I'm Warriors in Recovery. So, but you have to know who you are. You have to know how you want to be seen, and you have to really hold on to that brand. And it's okay if you do several different things, but here is my other pet peeve, my biggest pet peeve. If you are a professional massage therapist and you do other things, let's say you sell Mary Kay, or you sell stun guns, or you do, whatever, which I sell stun guns because I love stun guns. That's a whole different conversation. But if you do that, don't give someone your business card with 2 different businesses on it. That is the tackiest thing, and it makes you look unprofessional, and it makes you look like jack of all trades, master at none. Mm-hmm. So you have to master your trade. You can give one business card, and if you're talking, you can say, oh yeah, by the way, I also sell Mary Kay, or, Tupperware, or whatever. But never, when you're presenting your business, mm-hmm. never give them one card with 2 businesses. Okay. So I don't know. What else do you want to?
No. Those are pet peeves, which I think many of us have seen, and those of us who've been in it for a while, and you as a professional know, it's like, it's sort of like if you're a lawyer, but you're also a real estate agent, which is not uncommon nowadays. Right. It seems like everybody's in real estate. You don't put, right. I'm a lawyer on one side and I'm a real estate agent on the back, and different environments require you to have different presentations and different brands. So, right. So I'm glad. Now, go ahead.
I've seen so many cards like that, and it really, I get it. I get it. We all are trying to go out and make money, but if you stink of desperation, no one's going to come to you. So you have to make it about the person. And here's another tip. People are selfish. Okay? When I first heard that, I was so insulted. No, I'm not. I'm not selfish. But we are. We want to know, how does it benefit us? How does it benefit us? Okay, granted, you're a massage therapist for, how long have you been a massage therapist?
Me?
Yeah.
Since 89.
Okay, so you've been a massage therapist for 89, and I'm sure you have amazing experience, right? But that's not why I'm going to come to you. I'm going to come to you because how can you help me?
Yep.
I don't care how you can help her. I don't care if she relaxed. I want to know if I can relax, because I got 5 kids that I'm ready to choke out, and I need to be able to. You see what I'm saying? So you really, and I don't want to choke. I love my kids. They're great.
No, I have 3, and I sometimes want to just do that, that Homer Simpson with, one of them every now and then. So I understand. I don't think any parent will fault you for saying choke out one of your kids, because they get it.
Right.
It's love. It's all love. We love, but you get my feeling, right?
Right. But see, that's why when you go to do your about page, let's say you're doing your about page on your website. You want to make your about page about you, but you want to make your about page about them. Mm-hmm. How are they going to connect? What are they looking for?
So so what you're saying, and I just want to clarify that, when you say your about page is about you, how do you craft it so it's about them,
Right.
so that the person reading it, it will be what's in it for me kind of story. How do you do that?
So, for example, your about me is going to be, let's say, who is the client that I want to work with? I want to work with somebody who has been in a car accident. I want to work with somebody who they might not be able to afford massage, but they have insurance and their insurance can cover massage therapy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do in my about me, I'm going to say, I've been a massage therapist for 18 years. I specialize in injury recovery. I accept, I want to help people who've been in car accidents. I want to help people who've been in slip and falls. I want to help people who've been in war. I want to help people who I know need me, and that sometimes I won't say it like that, but I'll say, car insurance. Did you know that car insurance pays for massage therapy? Things like that, because those are key words, because people go, wait, what?
Yep.
She wants to help people who are in car accidents. I was just in a car accident. She
Mm-hmm.
wants the insurance. Oh, I didn't know that my insurance would pay for. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So in your about me, you're talking about you, what you accept, but they're going to hear it and go, oh, yeah, I was in a car accident. Oh, yeah, my mom was in a car accident. They seem like a caring person. They accept insurance. Okay. What are the techniques? Oh, it's a pain-free technique? That would be great, because I'm already in pain. I don't want to go somewhere else that's going to cause more pain,
Right.
which is why many people don't go get massage, because they feel like if they're in pain, because they feel like massage is going to hurt. So I talk about these things in my about me. So if you go to my about me, you'll see I'm a I'm a skilled massage therapist. I've worked with all types of injuries. I've worked with doctors. Doctors send prescriptions. I accept insurance. All these things, to where my about me is about them.
Right. Very powerful, and I think it's something that's overlooked, especially in the about me. That
Right.
people will find out, about me, and I'm sort of getting slightly distracted, and not only because there's a comment, and it's probably Desiree, because I can't see it through the privacy policies on using this software, but she was commenting on, yes, choke them out. So apparently she being a parent, sounds like, yeah, she understands what it's like and stuff like that. So what
And
what
here's the thing about the about me is that no one cares that you have 3 dogs and that you like walks in the park and that you like to cook. That has nothing to do
mm,
with what you can provide them.
correct.
Unless you're planning on walking their dog or you're planning on cooking for them, they don't care. They want to get massage.
So stop making your about me about you, and
Right.
make it more about them, using
Right.
you as a conduit to relate to what they're looking for. Is that about?
Exactly right.
So you walk your dog, you like to meditate. Unless you're looking for people who like to meditate, then you probably need to avoid that kind of language if that's
Exactly right.
appropriate. Because you may find people who may want to come into you, meditate with you, like, well, I didn't really want, that's just something I do, but maybe you need to
Right.
take that out and use that in a different environment, maybe even on a different page altogether, if that's, you have another business focusing on meditation.
Right. Save that for your Facebook page, not for your business.
No, exactly. So
Right.
now that we're coming to a happy close to it, what would you say is the next step for someone? Say somebody's kind of like, okay, I'm at this point right now where I have no idea. I've been practicing for a number of years. I have saved up enough money to be able to start looking at, working with someone like yourself. What would you say minimally before they decide to start coming your way? What do they need to accomplish before they come to you?
Before they come see me for massage business education and branding,
Yes.
they have to be willing to do the work.
Hmm.
I'm not one of those mentors that's going to give you everything and go, okay, this is going to grow your business. You have to be able to be willing to accept when you fail. Take accountability. You have to be able to take accountability. And some people, they'll start off and they'll be like, oh, they'll get a little upset with me, but I had to learn it that way. I was a horrible business owner. I can get in the door. Oh my gosh, I can get in whatever door I wanted. But when it came to leading people, oh, I was horrible. So I had to learn to become a better business owner and not only become a better business owner, but also just become a better person altogether. So if they come to me, they just need to have the drive. Just have the drive and be ready to work. Don't come with your arms crossed and whatever. If that's how you want to be, go somewhere else, because I don't want to mentor you. I want to mentor the people who are ready to go, ready to make money, ready to do their thing. I don't believe in hustle. I know a lot of people say, oh, that's the hustle. It's not my hustle, it's my business. There's a difference. So if you are ready to have fun and you're ready to explore and figure out what kind of business owner you want to be, what kind of massage therapist you want to be, do you want to travel the world? Do you want to work with celebrities? Do you want to work with athletes? Do you want to work with everyday people? Do you want to get referrals from doctors? I teach you how to do all of that, but you have to be really ready to do the work.
And I think you pointed out something, really important is that there's a lot of options for massage therapists. There's a lot of options for people to, do, work with doctors, travel, work with wounded warriors, work in car accidents. You just have to pick out, and have somebody like yourself to guide you to the next step. And of course, as you already made it very clear, is be willing to do the work, because I think and have the drive and the desire, and money would help too, so that you can just, have a little money, because you are a professional, and as a professional business owner, you require payment, and I think and I only brought that up because I see in our profession a lot of what I call gig language. Which what I mean is, like, you do a little yoga here, you do a little Zumba here, you do a little Mary Kay, like you alluded to. I do a little, essential oils here. But my massage therapy business is one of 10 different, and it's like gigging. And it's hard because you're thinking, and I see this, and it's just my personal observation in watching over the years, massage therapists are like complaining, I'm not making enough money. And I think you basically outline why you're not making any money in just this last couple minutes.
Right. You have to know, for me, I feel like when branding is, I picked a word. What is the best word? I did a list of 10 words that I wanted people to be able to see me as. Do they want to see me as educated? Do they want to see me as skilled? Do I want them to see me as a transformative? Will they transform when they come see me? And that's my word. My word is transform. I like to see something that's broken and fix it. Not a man. My man has always been good. But people in just people. I like to see when somebody is injured, I want to be able to help them. When somebody is in pain, I want to help them. When somebody is hungry, I want to help them. When massage therapists tell me, I'm not profitable, this is frustrating, I can't do it. I remember when I wasn't profitable. I used to charge $35 an hour. And then I was working for an attorney, or not an attorney, I was working for a chiropractor who was paying me, I want to say it was like $11 or $11. I can't remember exactly how much it was, but it wasn't much. An hour, and he had me booked from morning to night. I did about 8 or 9 massages that day. And I finally resigned from him, because I had my own business, but he called and said he needed help, and his therapist was pregnant and was having a baby, and he needed somebody who was bilingual, and Spanish is my first language. So I was like, okay, well, I'll come help. So I finally told him, listen, I can't keep doing this for you. And he was paying me through my business, so not as an employee. He had me as an employee, but he was paying through my business. But what ended up happening was I left him. I kept the relationship. I went back to my business, and I got a call from an insurance adjuster. And she said to me, she was like, well, I was calling to see if we can negotiate your rate. I was like, what are you talking about? Negotiate my rate? I charge $35 an hour. And she's like, 35? She goes, for the hour? I said, yeah. And she felt so bad for me. And I thank God for her. She felt so bad for me that she said, I think you need to call around, and I shouldn't be doing this, but you need to call around some different places and see how much they charge for this code. I didn't even know what a code was. So I'm like, okay. So she gives me the code. And I called this attorney that I was working for, and I was like, hey, I have a situation and I need to know, how much do you charge for this code? He got quiet, quiet, quiet. And I was like, at that point, I knew something was wrong. And I was like, okay, doctor, I'm not going to say his name. I was like, I'm not going to get upset, but I need you to tell me how much you charge. So he told me he was charging $300 an hour.
Oh my gosh. So
$300 an hour
basically you
and
got
giving me a lesson.
10%. You not even get 10%. You got 3%, maybe 4% of the total money taken in.
Yep.
Highway robbery. But
So I
again,
had
a learning lesson.
it was definitely a learning lesson, but here's the bigger learning lesson. Because my mouth, I have a nasty mouth when I'm upset.
Well,
But
you
I
know,
had
you're Boricua, so go with it, girl.
I'm a Boricua. Look, so but here's the thing.
Mika, who's our chief administrator, she's from Puerto Rico too, so I understand.
So at that point, that's when business started. I said, okay, because I told him I wasn't going to get upset. I was like, so this is what I need you to do. I want you, well, actually, I said, this is what you're going to do. I want you to teach me how to medical bill. If you ever need my services again, I will come back and help you. Not at $11 an hour, but I'll come back and help you. But I want you to show me how to do everything when it comes to insurance. And I will pay my staff to come and help you if you ever need our help. And he did. He taught me how to bill. And that was great. Instantly my prices went up. And I was a little scared. I'm not going to lie. I was a little scared when I raised my prices because I've always felt like I want people to be able to afford it. But I've had so many instances where you can go and buy a phone and go and buy this for, clothes and shoes and all of this, but you want to pay me $11 for a massage or $35? No. So I raised my prices.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I started learning about business, because later on, I got my first denial letter. So the client owed me $1,200, and the insurance company sent me a nice little letter and said, this claim has been denied. And I was like, oh, they owe me this money. So I called him and I was like, okay, so now what do I do? And he sure enough did. He taught me how to do a rebuttal. Mm-hmm. I did my rebuttal letter. I sent it back and I got my $1,200. So, you can't always get upset because business is business. It wasn't his fault that he fooled me.
Right.
It was mine.
Right. Buyer beware. And I think as professionals, like you've alluded to already, don't be afraid to ask the questions. Don't be afraid to challenge people who are, many times your chiropractors or physicians or PTs, depending on your environment, they're your medical, authority in that particular environment. Is sometimes people are a little apprehensive, especially massage therapists, like, well, I don't want to mess with him because this is his or her business. And they're a little scared to even challenge them, not even realize that they're, for lack of a better word, robbing you blind. Right. And they're making the money but you're doing the work. And it's sort of, there's a whole level of different things you can go in. And it's very nice to hear that you took it to a positive level, as opposed to going into the negative, because, not all lessons that are negative need to take you negative. You can take it and say, okay, I learned this lesson. It was an expensive lesson, but so was college. So move along.
Well, see, here's the thing. Not everybody's out to get us. Some chiropractors don't know. I mean, nobody knows. You have to teach people how to treat you.
Yep.
So if he had a massage therapist who let him pay her that, and she was happy with that, then of course he's going to pay me the same thing.
Exactly.
Now, when I learned my value and my worth, because he couldn't do all those clients without me.
Yep.
So instead of taking it the route of, you better pay me my money, I went back and was like, okay, how can we work together? This is what we can do to work together. Mm-hmm. And that made me a business owner and not an employee.
Correct. And I think you just popped another little nugget right there, to know your value. Because if you don't know your value, people people will not understand, that this is what's required. They don't understand that you go to school. They don't understand that you have CEUs. They don't understand that you have to constantly keep your body in pretty dang good shape, which requires you to live a certain lifestyle so that you can maintain this body, which is your medical device. Some people have scalpels, you have fingers and toes and stuff like that. Well, some people.
Right.
I wanted to give somebody an opportunity to ask a question because we're a little further than we were supposed to be because it got so good. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna keep this going. I'm gonna keep this going. But I want somebody. And I can't really see, but I'm gonna have to reach back in to see if someone has a question related to branding, marketing, or what is the next step for your particular business. If you have a question, we have here an expert, not only as a clinical massage therapist, a medical massage therapist, someone who's skilled, knowledgeable, and also how to work within the insurance world, because many massage therapists are a little fearful of even going into the insurance world because it's like, oh my God, it's so scary, but it's no more complex than going to massage school and, learning that to work within the insurance environment and not being afraid when somebody denies it. I think that's appropriate. And our practice have done massage insurance or insurance for our treatments and whatnot. And it's a very lucrative size of the block. I'm just going to put it that way. It is. You change your tune really, really quickly when you bill within 15-minute increments versus an hour increment. And you realize, oh my God, really? Is that what oh my God, for 15 minutes, this is. And there's some massage therapists that go a full hour and they don't get that. And you realize, oh, I'm only supposed to bill in 15-minute increments. Yes. And you're like, oh, this is cool. Okay. So
yeah, I love it. And what I learned is the people who say, oh yeah, it's so stressful. I don't do insurance. They're lying. They're billing insurance. They just don't want you to. So.
It's like, we don't want you to. All right. Somebody said just tuning in. Let me see who asked the question. Looks like Jonathan said just tuning in. Hey Jonathan, how you doing? And then look like Desiree said, let me just real quickly try to review. She says, so insurance billings fought through your program. I hope that I got that right. She says, insurance billing fought through your program.
It's taught through my program, yes.
Okay, now here's the thing. Excuse me, not fought.
My program, I teach you about everything. I teach you about business. I teach you about branding, how to do your own photo shoots, how to do your own stock. I'm going to teach you all of that. Also, I'll teach you how to get into doctors' offices because that's where you need, if that's the type of business that you want, that's how you do it. You get into the doctor's offices, but you can't just cold call and you can't just walk in. There's a strategy with that. So I teach you how to do that and how to get in.
Oh my God, please don't say I just lost you, like literally within like the good stuff. I mean, not the good stuff, but okay, now you're back. Go ahead. I mean, I lost you for a minute there. Go back. You say you're how to get into doctor's office and you were going. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I teach you how to do all of that. I teach you how to save money. I teach you how to prepare to buy your first house, how to, have to qualify for your first house, because a lot of massage therapists don't realize if you're not paying yourself, if you're just doing a draw and you're not paying yourself, it's very difficult for you to get into approved for your first home. So I teach you how to do all of that, how to get into the door with doctors, how to network. B&I is a very good thing. I used to hate it. Now I love it. And that's Business Networking International. Mm-hmm. All of that. I teach you just different ways on what is it that you want to learn. Now, right now, I have a 7-week startup. Within that 7-week startup, there's 7 different videos. And the great thing is once you become a member, you can go on and you'll have access to all of these videos for the year. So you can watch, over and over until you get it. You can go into our private massage Facebook page and you can ask questions and we help there. But right now, I'm just really helping you with the basics. So when you get going, it's full steam ahead.
So how did now that we're fine, after I was like, man, this is getting good. I could be here for the next hour because you're tapping things that I find on my end in when I'm helping massage therapists, and I'm like, who's a resource for this? And I'm always trying to, and Desiree and I have discussed about this before, and thank you very much, Desiree, for bringing this group together and creating this Facebook group.
Thank you.
I was a little apprehensive because we've had our discussion about that, but I found this a very valuable group for people to network and create, links in the chain so they can expand themselves. But that aside, how does somebody now get in contact and start actually applying to be a part of this 7-week program that you have?
So I have a membership website. So you'll go to massagebranding.com. So massagebranding with a G.com. And you can register there. You can do a month, you can do 3 months, or a year. Now, currently, I have a promotion for the year as a thank you to the World Massage Festival, because they recently what is the word I'm looking for? Inducted. Sorry, they recently inducted me into the World Massage Hall of Fame. So as a thank you to them, I offered this promotion. So currently it's $299 for the year. So once you're a member, and I'm continuously uploading videos. Right now, the videos that are on there it's the 7-week program. It's a startup, but I'm going to continuously open videos and have classes on all of the different topics, from photography. How do you do your own photos? If you don't have a professional camera, you can do it with your phone. I'm showing you all of these different things to help you grow as a business owner.
Thank you very much. So, if you're a massage therapist, I suspect you're a massage therapist, or in that genre, there's some other folks who this is not primarily all they do, but if
Right.
you're looking to be able to brand yourself, to communicate effectively to your target market, to be able to attract those collaborators, be they medical authorities or spa or chiropractors or whatever, and who should be your collaborator, and how to do things yourself if you don't. It sounds like you need to go ahead and get into this thing ASAP. Find that $299, whatever it takes, find those pennies, take those tips, gig or two at an Uber or whatever, because I am, and myself and Desiree and many others like yourself are committed to bringing our profession up a whole bunch of notches and get us out of the gig world of I'm doing 10 different things, and bring our profession and our craft to the level and respect that it deserves. And we've seen it with various other industries like physical therapy. As you know, now they're in they're in DPT mode. When I first got into massage, they were just only stopping at a master's, and now you're getting doctors of physical therapy. So I suspect that eventually we're going to move into that kind of level. But it won't happen if we, as massage therapists, continue to try to do as my mother, who's Panamanian, by the way, but she also is Jamaican. She said, "Do a thing and hold a vibe." Basically just means I'm just doing something. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just kind of doing something. So I want to thank you for being here. It's been an extreme joy to hear you, to learn from you, and to allow you to share within this dynamic Facebook group. Any last words before we close out? And it's way longer. It's like, basically we're 13 minutes longer than we're supposed to be. I think she's still there, but somehow it sounds like she yep. I think she might have kind of phased out because of our Facebook or something like that. But I want to thank you all for being here. If you want to, make sure that you comment below. Ms. Falu-Bishop is going to be able to contact you within that information. Go ahead and apply for the program. Be committed. Be not afraid to do the hard work. And it's not really hard. It's just being able to do the work. And I want to thank you for being here. And if you'd like to be a guest on this program or programs like this, by all means, get in contact with Desiree. She is the master of this space. And I love doing interviews with amazing massage therapists who want to take their craft and to be able to work with people like Jeanette in Colorado and show you how to strategically build your enterprise so that you have a business that you can be proud of. And then when you walk in a room, when you say I'm a massage therapist, people stop and listen, and they really respect you as a massage therapist, regardless of if you work in a spa or a medical environment. Thank you for being here this evening. We'll see you on another one. Safe travels, make a whole bunch of money, but more importantly, do something great with that money for those who may not have access to that. See you next time. Bye for now.